The thing about podcasting is that sometimes you just really don't feel like doing it. It's like going to the gym, right? Sometimes you don't feel like going to the gym, but you go to the gym because you know you need to go to the gym. You need to be consistent with yourself, be disciplined with yourself, and you made a commitment to yourself. And podcasting can be like that sometimes, because that's real life, right? You're not gonna always feel like doing stuff, but you made a promise to do it, and I made a promise to myself to stay consistent with this, and that is what I'm gonna do. So let's get into it. This is gonna be a shorter episode because I gave you so much last time, and I hope you listen to it all because I have to say so myself. It was very good, just like every episode. Like, be serious. So yeah, before we get started on the topic at hand, which today is gonna be influencer culture, I need to get some thoughts off. You ready? Cool. First of all, what's the deal with all the planes falling out the sky? Hello? I'm already really afraid of flying. I don't like my feet being off the ground. The only reason why I fly is because I feel like if something is gonna happen, it'll probably happen quick, versus like in the water where it's probably gonna happen slow. So that's the only reason. But I have a lot of anxiety flying. Like, you'll see me doing my, sign of the cross every time I'm on a flight. I pray when I get on the plane, I pray in the air, and I pray when we land. Drea, I have nothing to say about her pregnancy. I just want to know, like, how do you date a man younger than you? No shade, no tea. But what do y'all be talking about? I'm 30. And I don't want to talk to nobody under the age of 28, to be honest with you. Like, and I'm talking about casually because I'm in a full-blown relationship. And he's older than me. But even casually, like, I have nothing to say to a man that's 28 or younger. So I can't even imagine one that is more than 5 years my junior. Like, what? Have you talked to really, really young men? Let alone be attracted to one. Again, no shade, no tea. It's just not my cup of tea. I went to this like networking panel conference kind of mixer over the weekend, and I ordered a Lyft, right? Me and the people next to me all made the same face because when she pulled up, her whole passenger side was like bashed in. And I was like, oh. And you can't help if you get into an accident. Like, accidents happen. I just am surprised that Lyft, well, I mean, you're not reporting accidents to Lyft. Anyway, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to judge her. She got into an accident. Obviously, she's doing Lyft for a reason. People got to get their money how they got to get their money. So it is what it is. But when I got in that car and she took off driving. Have you ever been on the freeway and you see somebody's car messed up and they drive crazy? You be like, that's what your car look like that. That's how I felt in her car. She was driving crazy. I put my seatbelt on. I was holding on for my dear life like this. Because what are we doing? We don't got to do this. I'm not in a rush. Where are you in a rush? We can slow down. She was weaving in and out of traffic going down Jefferson. I'm like, lady, please. But I'm not going to report her because she was a black woman and it's Women's History Month and Black History Month just ended. And I left an essence even. So, like, I can't tell on her. While I was sitting in the back of her car, I just started thinking, like, I would love an open bar at my funeral. I don't have a problem with people eating chicken after I die. Like, it got nothing to do with me. I ain't here no more. Not only do I want them to eat chicken when I die, I want an open bar. I want them to show they behinds. I want an electric slide. I want a line dance. I want people getting blackout, wasted drunk. I want y'all to have the time of your lives. I want there to be stories of crazy things that happened at my funeral. My repast, excuse me. At my funeral, the ceremony, let's keep it classy. Respect me. But at the repast, wild out, turn up, have a party. You know what I'm saying? I had to take a deep sigh before I started this because love is blind. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but did you see the reunion? People are going hard on AD, and I understand why people are going hard on AD. And I can't go hard on AD that much because I've been AD. I've been just so disillusioned with the man, thinking I could fix him, thinking that I have gone to therapy and done all the work. So I have so much love and help to give that I stick around a situation that I ain't got no business being in. I've been there before. I'm sure we've all been there before. And it's like you can't see the forest for the trees. Like, it's hard to see how terrible a situation is until you get out of it. And even sometimes when you get out of it, you have to have the wisdom and the wherewithal to really process what just happened for what it is. And I think that AD, in time, she's a very intelligent girl, very beautiful girl. I think in time she will see what everybody was talking about. But she's not going to see it if we all just start attacking her and being like, you're dumb, you're this, you're that. Like, because now it's just, I'm not even thinking about what I got to say. I'm just defending myself. I can do whatever I want to do. It's my life. You know what I mean? But my issue is this. Whenever I see men on Love is Blind, and I'm not saying other people aren't attractive, but if I see a man on Love is Blind who is a little too attractive, I automatically feel like something is wrong. I feel like that about SK, Uche. I feel like that about Clay. I'm trying to think of some other names of people. But, and I don't mean attractive just in how they look, but like, these are men, black men, who are very educated, who can hold up a really great conversation, who have nice personalities, engaging personalities. They have nice faces, they're attractive, they take care of themselves, they seem to have a decent relationship with their family, and they're in major metropolitan cities. Like, you're telling me that you're having a problem dating? You're not having a problem dating. You're having a problem figuring out your pick of the litter. And no shade, no tea, but like, let's be serious. I was very suspicious. I think SK or Uche was in Houston, and they're both Nigerian, and they both have a decent amount of money, make a living. You cannot tell me a Nigerian in Houston with some money, educated, well-spoken, and very attractive is having a hard time dating. Outside of, in any race, their race, outside of the race, they're not having a hard time in Houston, okay? Nigerian men are not having a hard time in Houston dating, okay? Let's keep it 100. If we're gonna be here, let's tell the truth, okay? A big part of this story is missing. And then it all came to light. I felt the same way about Clay from day one. I was like, this man is a nice looking man. He seems smart. Have you seen his Instagram? He dresses really nice. Like, there's no way he's having a hard time dating just because it's just hard. And then we find out he has a lot of self-work to do. And I was talking to my boyfriend about this because he's like, well, you know, and I've seen it on Twitter too, like a lot of men are like, Clay's doing the best he can. I get that. And I'm never going to take that away from him, that he is realizing that he has work to do and acknowledges the work that he has to do and wants to do the work and is taking steps to do the work. My issue is a lot of times men want somebody to fix them, and the fixing comes at the expense of women that love them. And that is a very hard thing to watch as somebody who's been through that. It's hard to watch AD be in that situation because she's not necessarily using the word fix, but her actions are showing that she wants to fix him. She thinks that she has the capacity to love this man into his healing. And you can't love somebody into their healing. You can only love them through it. And they have to do the work to heal themselves. And I hate that these come to Jesus moments that it seems, and not all, I'm sure men will be like, well, women do it too. I can't speak to that. I don't date women, I date men. And it sucks that it seems like a lot of men's self-growth comes at the expense of the feelings and the hearts of women that love them a lot. And that's why it's hard for me to be overly like sympathetic to Clay coming on a show about getting married and then admitting that he has a lot of work to do and needs to heal. Like, did you have to break somebody's heart to find that out? Is there a way you could have found that out without breaking somebody's heart? And the women that I'm around, we have figured out how to do that. And that's by being single and enjoying your solitude and actually doing the work. Not being single like, oh, I'm not in a relationship, but I'm dating other people. Or when I say single, I mean truly, truly single. Not dating, not situationship, not sleeping with anybody. Like, literally just being by yourself. No emotional ties, no emotional connection to anybody. Just really sitting in your solitude. And I don't really know a lot of men that have 100% just been completely 1000% single. Like, nobody around. You're hurting people's feelings. And it's like, a lot of times they don't care. There's a certain level of empathy that's lacking. And so it's hard for me to be, I hear his story, I see his tears, I sympathize with him, but it's hard for me to empathize with him because it's like, yeah, I get it, but like, look at like all of the heartbreak and damage that you caused somebody else by simply not choosing to be by yourself and do the work and figure out like, nobody can fix you. And wanting somebody to fix you just lets me know that you've acknowledged the problem, but you're not getting really deep into the meat of the problem. Wanting somebody to fix it for you is very lazy. And I get it. Like, it's a lot of work to do and you don't know where to start and it's hard. But wanting somebody to fix you shows that you might not be 100% ready to be fixed. You know, want somebody to be trying to fix you. You be trying to heal yourself, get to the root. Maybe you want somebody to help you navigate how to unpack all these things, but stop trying to find the fix for things. Do the work. There's no fix. There is acknowledgement, there is healing, and then there is growth. No fixes. Okay? My final pod thought. Where in the world is Kate Middleton? Where is the Duchess? Where is she? You know, I don't really keep up with the royals because history, like, I'm not really a big royals kind of person. But this Kate saga has me tuned in 1000%. I'll give you the rundown in case you don't know what's going on, but you've seen it on your timeline. So Duchess Kate was last seen Christmas Day, right? And then in January, the palace announced, so most of the announcements about the royals come from the palace, right? And they said that she was having a planned abdominal surgery and she wouldn't be doing any events until sometime after Easter. Now, you know, the royals have all these engagements and things they have to do, work that they have to do, so they usually have a pretty set schedule in advance. And basically, they said that they canceled all her events. They're working royals, like they're always doing things, so they canceled all her events until after Easter, right? The end of January, the palace says Kate's gone home and she's going to recover there. The royal palace and the British like publications have a relationship with each other, and Prince Harry's book talks a little bit about this. There is I want to be careful with my words here, but it's like if I was going to publish a story about, you know, Prince William doing so and so and so and so, and the royal palace found out, they might call me like, hey, we need you to publish that. Not cool. Don't publish that. And I might be like, okay, you got it. And then Tuesday, they might be like, oh, Prince William is going to be here at this place. You might want to be there to get a picture of him. You see what I'm saying? It's like a relationship that they have with the British pubs. Okay, that's important to know. Is she a duchess still, or is she? No, I think she's still a duchess. And her kids are prince and princess. Anyway, I have to get the titles correct. So March 4th, this picture comes out, and it's Kate sitting in the front seat with her mom in the car. Royal reporters have said that they were told or asked by the palace not to release these pictures. Don't post them, don't do any stories with them, ask them not to do this, to release this picture. And you'll see it wasn't anywhere on any of their websites or anything like that. But TMZ releases the picture, which I think is very, very telling, right? People are talking about how Kate looks and like all this kind of stuff. Is it her? Is her? I'm not here to tear down women's looks or overanalyze women's looks. My only thing is the facial expression she made. She looks a little stressed. She looks like she's going through something, like she wants to be left alone. I will say that. There was already this announcement online about an event that Kate was supposed to be at. It's like the Trooping of the Guards or something like that. And it happens in June. Her name was on it. Well, the day after that March 4th picture goes out, her name disappears from the list of that event. It's June, well after Easter, so is she going to be gone longer? Has something happened? What's tea? Then all hell breaks loose. March 10th, Mother's Day, over across the pond. The palace releases this picture of Kate, and they think that us folks in 2024 are not going to notice what a terrible, dreadful, awful job of editing is done on this picture. In 2024, when we have the Face app and this is the Photoshop job that y'all want us to believe, you have to go see the picture. There are so many things wrong with it. You know how when your homegirl, who you don't want to talk about, but when she be trying to make her booty look a little bit bigger, so she like kind of uses the Facetune, and she kind of like moves her sizing and like makes it more round, but the wall in the background kind of gets blurry and distorted. Okay, picture something similar to that. Like the window frames are off, people's fingers are off, the shape of the skirts are off, the angles are off, and people took this picture able to match print the Kate's face to a picture she took a while ago for Vogue. It was such a bad job, to the point that the Associated Press, now if you don't know what the Associated Press is, it is a very, very trusted media organization that all press use. Have you ever seen a news story and you're like, how come they all using the same picture? Because we're all using the Associated Press. Very trusted, or a very trusted source for all news organizations. The Associated Press issues a kill notice. What is a kill notice? A kill in newspeak just means the story goes away. Like the story's dead, the story's done, the story's canceled. To get a kill notice from the Associated Press is huge. I've been in this job for 8 years. I can't remember a time where I saw a kill notice go out like that. It's huge. If the AP does something that needs to be fixed, they will not kill it. They will revise it. And I've seen revisions like Rev 7 before. A kill notice means that this is so it just means that there's so much such a huge issue with credibility. We can't even revise it. We need to completely get rid of it, and all y'all need to get rid of it too, because it's been compromised. Huge. A kill notice is something that could ruin somebody's career. That's how big of a deal this is. So then there's this statement that comes out supposedly from Kate that says, basically, sorry y'all, I was playing around Photoshop editing, I didn't do a good job, my bad. First of all, you meant to believe that Kate Photoshopped this? I'm sorry, I don't believe it. And my thing is, yes, everybody's like, where's Kate? The British public is used to seeing their royals. They see them all the time, so it's weird when you don't see them, right? It's like if Biden disappeared and didn't do any appearances for like 3 months, and nobody's seen him or heard from him, no pictures, no nothing, he ain't tweeted nothing. We all gonna be like, okay, where's the president? So I get like wanting to know what's going on with her, where she at. But up until this point, I thought she just want to be left alone. Like, life is hard sometimes, and she's not the queen, and maybe she just wanted a break. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe she just really wants to be left alone. But when they did this picture situation, I'm like, no, something is wrong. Because why wouldn't she just not post anything for Mother's Day? Or just post a statement like, Happy Mother's Day, can't wait to, celebrate with you guys soon, whatever. Why release this picture? You know what, I'm not even going to speculate. But the rumors are either that she wants a divorce, or she just had enough and needs a break. It's like, before I thought maybe something might be wrong with her, or maybe might be like a little bit more serious than they're letting on. But after this picture, it's like, okay, it's no doubt about the fact that something is way much worse off than what you guys are telling us. We just don't know how much worse off or in what aspect. If they didn't want this to blow up and become a thing of Kate not being, active and taking a break until after Easter, if they didn't want it to be a big deal, they just completely blew up their plan. And now it not only is it not a big deal, it's the biggest deal ever. So I want to know, where's Kate? Like, I'm caught up in the drama. I've been reading all the theories. I'm tuned in. My other question is this. So then the next day they released, or it might have been later the same day, they released this picture of Kate in the car with William. And my thing is, why was this picture allowed to be released, but the picture of Kate in the car with her mother wasn't? What's the difference? I can't even really describe it to you that great here. You have to go and look at the pictures for yourself. I want you to do that. I want you to let me know, do you wonder where Kate is at? Do you believe these pictures are real? Please catch up on the Kate drama. I don't even want to say drama because that feels insensitive, but please catch up on where is Kate and let me know what you think, because I need to talk to y'all about this, okay? I gotta, it just, talk to me about it, okay? Please go look at it and come back. All right, that is all for my pod thoughts. I had to get those off. You know how I am. It was on my spirit heavy. So I had to release it. It's released. I felt good. I felt lighter. I could take a deep breath. Hold it. And release. Let's get into today's conversation, which is influencer culture. Okay, so what do y'all think about influencer culture? Right, I've been thinking about this a lot, especially with the TikTok ban in Congress, and I've just been thinking a lot about how it's going to impact people. I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend like I didn't want to be an influencer. I used to want to be an influencer really bad. Not because I wanted to be super popular or anything, but because like they get paid some good money. TikTok has made millionaires, and I was like, why not me? But it's a lot of work. And although like I love talking to strangers, I'm used to talking to myself, obviously, and I am quite the oversharer, I realize like there are some things even in this oversharing that I do on here. There are some things that I do have to keep for myself. And I think as like influencer culture has grown and gotten bigger and bigger, people online feel very entitled to know everything about your life, and that is a lot. In college, I did have a YouTube channel, very briefly. I was so hooked on YouTube, especially my first year in college, my freshman dorms. But then I just like gave it up randomly. And I'm glad I didn't like have like a huge YouTube following, because I started college when I was 17. And I'm just thinking about all the craziness that I did and all the crazy things I would have said online. Between age 17 and 30, oh, God is a protector. Hallelujah. And I just know I would have shared so many things that I would have cringed about now, and I would have regretted. You know, the internet is forever. There are downsides to oversharing. I mean, not just in a safety sense, but like people are very judgmental online. Like if you read the comments on TikTok or Instagram, people are very, very harsh online. Obviously more harsh than they would be in real life, but people can really, really, really scrutinize the hell out of you, and it's a lot. It also makes me think, like, do we know too much about each other? Like on the one hand, it's a good thing, like the Reese's Pieces situation, like it makes you feel good to know that it's not just you who's going through things. Like you can give yourself grace by seeing that other people are doing, like making some of the same mistakes as you or growing and learning as you. But then can it be a bad thing, like when Morgan, for example, the random man in Atlanta, the girl who talks about her baby daddy, the random man in Atlanta, when she chose to let her baby daddy see his child and may or may not have hooked up with him, we don't know. She didn't confirm it. Everybody has their suspicions, but people really turned on her, and you know that's a lot. It's a lot. And to be an influencer, you have to really engage with your fans. You have to engage people and your followers. And it's how do you engage with your followers when they are really upset with you for living your life and making your own mistakes? Influencer culture is not new though. Like, let's be serious. Like the socialites of the 80s and the 90s and 2000s, influencers, they're influencers. They just weren't online because it wasn't a thing yet. But it's literally the same thing. And that's why I kind of look kind of side-eye to people who go in on influencers or like are really critical of the culture, because it's not new. It just has a new face. But I guess there's two ways to look at influencer culture, right? You can look at it like a business, which is how I would look at it. Like I can use an online community to make money. I can treat influencing as a job and then happen to be popular, which is kind of, if I ever was to go that route, that's what I would do. Or you can look at it as somebody who is a social influencer, who is just really popular, has good vibes, carefully curated timeline, who happens to make money. I'm more so like, let's make money and have it be popular than be popular and have it make money. Navigating the algorithm is exhausting. I'm sorry. That's why I tip my hat to all people who are influencers. It is a full-time job. Whether you're the business kind of influencer or the social influencer, it is a full-time job. I have so much respect for it. Like, you have to constantly study the algorithm and how to boost your own stuff, SEO, audience engagement, and the social media apps are always changing what kind of content they want to push, and so you have to stay on top of it. It's like day traders, right? You have to be tuned in and tapped in and active and engaging every single day. And it's a lot to do when you already have a 9 to 5. I have so much respect for it, but it does make me wonder, like, what is it gonna look like in 10 years? You know, is it still gonna be a thing? Especially now with this TikTok ban, which I honestly, I don't think TikTok's gonna get banned. I'm sorry, I just don't think it's gonna happen. If it does happen, I'd be shocked, because the U.S. is a sue me kind of country. Like, we will sue for what we want, and I just cannot imagine the government being able to force a sale or force a divestment. I know they can block a merger, but forcing a divestment seems like kind of unprecedented to me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it just seems unprecedented to me, so I wonder how constitutional that is. But yeah, it makes me wonder, like, we always talk about how social media has an impact on people's mental health. I wonder, like, what impact influencer culture is going to have on us. I will say, though, one thing that I really am enjoying about this new generation of influencing is the authenticity behind it. Like, yeah, you have to carefully curate your timelines and paid media and, like, a certain schedule, but, like, the actual content feels more natural. Before, you had to have your makeup looking like this, and you had to have this, and, like, the picture was kind of fake, the image was kind of fake. But now I love seeing somebody hop online with no makeup on in their car, the video's kind of blurry, they in traffic, and they just talking. They don't have to, you know, they don't choose their words extra carefully. Like, they have the ums and the ain'ts and the y'alls, and they're just themselves. I love videos like that. And I feel like, especially with TikTok, we're seeing more and more of that kind of authenticity versus the carefully curated things we see more like on Instagram. I like that it's just regular, and real. I like that. I feel like that does a lot better when it comes to, like, mental health and being able to relate. Because when you're online and you see somebody who you can't relate to, if they're super popular, it makes you want to, like, be like, damn, like, what can I do to be like that? But when you see somebody regular, not regular like in like a frumpy kind of way, but just regular, and like, this is an everyday person making content, you focus more on what they're sharing and not their image, and I like that. What do you think about it, though? Would you ever consider being an influencer? Would you quit your job? Hey, now that's the question right there. Would you quit your job to be an influencer? Or are you just like an audience? You like to just sit and watch and engage? Let me know. Until next time, thank you again for tuning in. This has been a conversation with AC.